Hey everybody, got another build here for you. This is the curved triangle. I'd always wanted to do something kind of a flying V kind of a thing, and I looked at all like the different shapes, and I had a Jackson Randy Rhodes in the past because it was similar to a guitar that I designed back in high school. But guitars that have like a curved right side, they're not really ergonomic for sitting down. I discovered when I had the Randy Rhodes. Anyway, this thing here, more or less, I just kind of thought it was a cool shape, and I thought a guitar of this shape would be cool. So I'm actually doing two of them. One of them is going to be conventional with the headstock, and the other one's going to be a tail tuner with like all the tuners down here somewhere, kind of a thing. And I cut out the bodies for both. This is the first one, and I'll be starting on the second one here pretty soon. This one's very straightforward. It's got a headstock, so I went ahead and put a Floyd Rose on it. It's the neck is I believe this is mahogany neck, and 24 fret, 12-inch radius. 25.5-inch scale length fender stuff. Yeah, so super shredder kind of build here. Locking tuners, Floyd Rose nut retainer. This one once again has the copper dots on it. These used to be available on eBay pretty cheap. I probably ended up buying about 10 of these necks altogether. It's got the depth pickguard. It's got the high output quad humbucker, and of course the Floyd Rose. And the humbucker's just wired straight to the jack, nothing fancy, no tone controls or anything. And that's about it. This is basically the same idea as a stick guitar. This would be whichever one I did that has a Floyd Rose on it. It's guitar number 3. This is more or less the same thing as guitar number 3 with a different shape for the body. One thing I found interesting is even you just strum it like this, and you can feel all this vibrating. And I mean, it vibrates for a long time, for many seconds. So even just on a gentle strum. So yeah, there's definitely something to be said for wood mass and feedback and things like that. I noticed this one doesn't seem to have a whole lot of bottom end, and it's got an awful lot in the mids. It has a very kind of like bright, I guess you would say, a bright and crystalline kind of a sound to it. I think that has something to do with the body. The sound is almost similar to the Oriental, which is another build like this. That's the one that has the octagonal body. What's up? Who's that? That's little Max. Hi, Max. Nope, that's not Max. That's Socks. They look so alike. Max has more white on the left, on his right side of his nose. But anyway. Yeah, so, normal laundry list, locking tuners, locknut, Floyd Rose bridge, high output quad rail, wired straight to the jack, dual strap locks. Only thing of interest, it actually took 5, I guess these are kind of weak springs, since it took 5 of them. But yeah, it actually took 5 springs to get the thing to settle out right. And the screws are almost all the way in. I just kind of guessed at the block position. It looks like I guessed off a little bit. So, but it's all balanced and working out, so it's all good. I managed to get it with like the bridge posts are just as low as possible. That kind of puts less stress on everything. And just a bit of shim up here in order to bring the action, in range. And the posts are down as low as possible. and that pretty much took care of everything. And it all of a sudden I was back and forth with it and breaking strings and stuff. And then eventually I got it so that the neck break angle and the bridge height were correct. There was also an issue with, for some reason I'd gotten a set of replacement. Oh, I lost the block out of this one. I lost that little block right there. You can see how it's a different color from the other ones. And so I'd gotten a set of replacement saddles, and I just tossed the whole saddle in. And it turns out the saddle was like not the same, and it was causing a buzzing issue. And yeah, at first I thought it was down here at number 1, and I was like checking my neck slot height and taking it apart and putting more shim in there and stuff. Got that all, made sure that was all squared away. And but it was still doing the sitar thing, and it turned out that what it was that the saddle, I've got a set of 6 minus this one little block that I took out of it, and they're actually a little taller, so it didn't have like the right break angle back here for the slot, and that's what was causing the noise. So yeah, I ended up, fortunately I had the old saddle with the new set, this saddle right here, and so I just took the block out of the new set and put it in the old saddle and put it all back together the way it was before. They were close enough that it fits okay. So yeah, you know how it is when you have 300 different factories across the planet that all building Floyd Rose kind of hardware. Not everything is exactly the same, but in this case it was close enough, and so it works fine now. No more sitar zing or anything like that. Other than that, there weren't any other real major issues. Once again, this is made out of the reclaimed, and as you can see, where are we at here? Get that bar out of the way. This little bit, let me get some light on it. Yeah, this little bit under here, under the neck, it's not real thick. So I expect over time that might move slightly, and I might need to adjust the neck shim a bit more. Just kind of wait and see. I think it's thick enough that it's not going to be an issue, and I have to switch over to like 3/4 ply for this body. But then again, that would give me a chance to take another whack at staining it. This is like the last of the reclaimed stuff, and it was just so rough. It wasn't even stain grade. I mean, it's like you can see how rough it is. And this is like purple lacquer. No, this is purple enamel. So this is really crack filling type of paint. It's good coverage, thick coverage type paint, and you still got all this stuff in it. So yeah, this guitar's got some texture to it, for sure. And let's see, yeah. So once again, this is purple paint. The neck is Keda wood dye in a purple with clear lacquer for the clear coat. There's clear coat on the body as well. The bars and this little piece right here are done with, and actually this piece right here as well, are all done with Keda wood dye and linseed oil. Yeah, this guitar is like half part paint, part stain and lacquer, and part stain and linseed oil. So yeah, this represents like my sudden transition in finish types. Well, sort of. I mean, it's like, I did the neck the way I used to do finishes with, stain and lacquer and stuff. I'm getting lazy now, I think is what's going on. And the body wasn't stain grade, so I had to paint it. So I painted it, and then I got lazy. And so I did, this thing was lacquered also, but everything else Yeah, that's the spring block there. Yeah, everything else on this thing got the oil finish on it, which of course, you know, makes it look not quite even, but I don't know. It's okay. It's okay. Also, this hasn't really been cleaned up or waxed or anything. It'll look a little bit better and more even once it's all cleaned up. So, but I just now finished the thing, and so I thought I'd just go ahead and shoot the video right quick before I burn all my bandwidth watching, like, you know, oh, documentaries on the Red Baron. There you go. It was something cool to watch while I was getting this thing straight. So, but anyway, yeah, until the next build, which what am I working on next? I think I'm working on that thing next. This thing. This would be the next build, most likely. This is the X7 version 2.0. This thing is version 1 was a fail. Yeah, hold on a sec. Okay, so yeah, this neck came off of the X7. This is the body from the X7. And the idea was it was a tail tuner that the whole tailpiece worked like a Strat type bridge and moved up and down in order to give you a tremolo. But it didn't work out. It needs something else. Yeah, if you turn it over, you can see that, yeah, from that I think you can get the idea. It had a claw and everything, and it basically was like this was the whole bridge. This was your tremolo bridge, this whole thing here. But it didn't work out. So